We're in Stefano's Seafood Kitchen, and I'm going to be cooking now an entree, and the entree will be Chilean sea bass with gorgonzola and spinach risotto. So the first thing you want to take is a nice piece of Chilean sea bass, which I have a piece right here. Put a little bit of salt and pepper on each side. Have your pan heated up, properly hot. It has to be hot. That's how you sear things. And the purpose of searing something is to lock in the crust on the outside and then the flavors on the inside. So you'll take this piece of Chilean sea bass, move it away from the heat, and drop it in there. And you can see how good and hot it gets. So our pan-seared Chilean sea bass is right now getting its nice crust and color on it. It also develops flavor when you cook it like this, okay? You can flip it over like that. You'll see it starting to brown like that. You want both sides very well browned. Start seeing the fillet on the inside there. You'll start seeing them starting to brown up on the tips there. And the key to pan searing is you want the browning on each side of it, and then I'm going to put it in my oven, and you put it in the oven for about another 15 to 20 minutes so it cooks through from inside to out consistently and not burning the outside and keeping the inside rare. You'll see that color start to develop to that. You'll put it on a little baking sheet like that, and you can throw it in your oven. Next, what we're going to do is cook the risotto. And a traditional style of cooking the risotto is starting with your olive oil, okay? And then you start with a little bit of onions and a little bit of garlic. We want to brown those up in the extra virgin olive oil. And then you take your risotto, which is a borio rice, and you throw it in there. And you want to cook that and coat that first, okay? And we let that cook up until all the liquid has disappeared out of it, and then you'll add more chicken stock to it. The key is the chicken stock. It has to have a lot of flavor to it, and as the rice starts to expand, you just keep adding more chicken stock to it, okay? And then when you're done with that, you take some pureed spinach, which you have here, add it to it, okay? And you start getting that nice green color to it, okay? The magic of TV, I'll show you how long. That process takes about 20 minutes, okay? So right now you have that nice risotto. You see how it's nice and plump, not overcooked, and yet not hard. And that's the key to a good risotto. It's somewhere in the middle of there, okay? Slightly creamy, and it has that pureed spinach in it, which works really good. And now I got some crumbled gorgonzola cheese. So we take a little bit of that crumbled gorgonzola cheese and put it in there, and we're going to toss it around until it evenly melts. So we get that melting of the gorgonzola cheese, and in every bite you have a little bit of that gorgonzola. You got to watch, because gorgonzola is a very strong cheese, and you really don't want to overdo the gorgonzola. Once you overdo the gorgonzola, there's no going back, okay? So we have a nice consistency. It's starting to get hot now, okay? Now we're going to plate it for presentation. I wish you could smell it, because I'll tell you, it just smells wonderful. The smell of the gorgonzola with the spinach. And then we're going to take our piece of fish, after it comes out of the oven, nice and brown. You can see how it's nice and brown? You can see the flakes in there. You see that juice? Chilean sea bass is a cold water fish, so it has a lot of fat in it, but it's a good fat. It's a good omega-3 fat. So it's a very good fish to eat, and it comes from the cold water. That's why it has so much fat in it. And then I prepared some sweet potatoes that you cut really small and you fry them up. So we take this sweet potato nest and we put that right on top. And that is our pan-seared Chilean sea bass with spinach and gorgonzola risotto at Stefano's Seafood. Come and enjoy our hospitality.